Tupac and Madonna have always seemed like an odd pairing. Most have seen the infamous photo of the two sitting together closely, while surrounded by other high-profile celebrities. Their relationship came to the forefront when a letter written by Tupac was released and auctioned. It revealed a conflict that Tupac was dealing with at the time. Many called it a breakup letter. Just 3 months after writing the letter, Tupac would go on to marry Keisha Morris while serving time at the Clinton Correctional facility in Dannemora, New York. Tupac and Madonna met in 1993. They were introduced by mutual friend Rosie Perez at the Soul Train Awards. While working as a co-host on The View, Rosie told the story of how she hooked the two of them up. Rosie's date stood her up, and she was understandably upset. She even cried on the phone to Tupac about it.
Tupac called me up and he said, "Why you crying?" I said, "'Cause this man dissed me." He's like, "Forget that, I'm on my way."
He kindly offered to step in and go with her to the awards show. She said when they walked in together, all the other female celebrities were looking at her enviously. She said 2 of them even wanted to beat her up. Park told her not to worry, she could take them. Madonna was eager to meet Tupac, just like all the other women.
And then Madonna comes over and looks at me, she goes, "Girl," I go, "I got you."
She later told Park that Madonna wanted to meet him. According to Rosie, he said, "Hook that up." Rosie introduced the 2 of them to each other and was very happy with her matchmaking skills. Madonna was 13 years older than Tupac and had been around in the industry a lot longer than he had. While he was in the 5th grade, Madonna was releasing her debut single, Everybody. She was a huge star, already established in the industry for over a decade. You could see why Tupac was interested in dating her. The 2 attended a party for the launch of Gianni Versace's book, Designs at Barocco. It was held in New York City in 1994, attended by other celebrities such as singer Sting and actress Ingrid Casares, who both sat near the couple.
I didn't know you dated Tupac.
That was
Shakur.
a surprise, yeah.
That's shocking to me.
Many were surprised when Madonna confirmed the relationship in an interview with Howard Stern. She said the rapper got her all riled up about life and inspired her cursing outburst on the David Letterman show.
Incidentally, you are a sick
"I was mad when I said the F word a lot," she told Howard. "I was in a weird mood that day. I was dating Tupac Shakur at the time. And the thing is, he got me all riled up about life in general." In another Howard Stern interview, Snoop recalled Tupac showing up with Madonna to meet him at the Saturday Night Live building. He came to drop off some weed for him. When he showed up, he told Madonna to take a seat and wait for him. She sat quietly and waited for Park to return after he had finished talking to Snoop Dogg.
He shows up with Madonna, man.
Yeah.
And he comes in, he's got a big bag of that do-it fluid. He tells her, "Have a seat." She looks at me, I look at her, I say, "Oh wow, that's Madonna." Back to you, Pac. But yeah, let me get that dope up out you. He said, "Yeah, me and we finna ride out of here, you understand me?" Showing me that he was elevated in the game.
Wow.
Tupac's stepbrother, Mopreme, referred to Madonna as the homie. He was very much a part of Tupac's entourage and would drive Tupac to Madonna's house on a regular basis. He said the 2 of them took private jets together. They were kicking it. It wasn't super serious. They both had respect for each other, and the relationship ended amicably. He alluded to the couple keeping things quiet because it would have turned into a circus. Madonna was at the height of her career, and news about the 2 hooking up would have created a media frenzy. Let's not forget, around this time, Tupac was talking to Keisha, who he would later go on to marry at the end of April 1994. According to Keisha, she and Park dated for 11 months before tying the knot, so there was likely an overlap. Maybe Park didn't want her finding out about Madonna. Keisha said she was aware there were other women, at least before they were married. Madonna showed Park a good time, with private jets and high-profile parties, especially when he was going through a difficult time. He was dealing with different lawsuits, which were very costly, and he had jail time hanging over him. Madonna helped him in a way no one else did, allegedly. In an interview with Cam Capone News, actor and childhood friend of Tupac, Kendrick said Madonna had Tupac's back when he was first arrested. He said Park was expecting his black friends to come through for him, but they never did.
Tupac was telling me how
When he first got arrested, everybody thought that everybody black was going to help him. He's like, nobody had his back. He said the first person that came to have his back was Madonna. Madonna helped bail him out. Madonna, you know, he was able to call her and hook up with some people to get him out of jail.
It was, in fact, Madonna who came through for him and bailed him out. Most suspects have to remain in jail while awaiting trial. It's not unheard of for this to take months, even years. So he could have been stuck in jail well before his eventual conviction. But he was able to get out, apparently thanks to Madonna. So when we saw footage of him leaving court and the numerous interviews he did outside the courthouse, he was out and about because of Madonna, if Kendrick's account is accurate.
It's not even about my trial no more. It's just about loud rap music, tattoo having thugs. It's not even about me no more. It's about, you know, some nightmare that these people having.
She's talking about thug life and all that, trying to...
He's definitely guilty. Anybody with thug life tattooed on their stomach is guilty. What type of reasoning is that?
Tupac himself alluded to people letting him down while he was in jail. In his famous prison interview with former Vibe writer Kevin Powell, he said, "Be to yourself, stay to yourself, trust nobody."
My closest friends did me in. My closest friends, my homies, people who I done took care of their whole family. I done took care of everything for them, looked out for them, put them in the game, everything turned on me.
While Tupac was in prison, he wrote a letter to Madonna. Excerpts of the letter were released. He addressed race and even the shooting that occurred at Quad Studios prior to getting convicted. Then he asked her to visit him. In order to get your hands on the letter, you would have to win it at auction. The starting bid is $80,000. Most of the publications that wrote about the letter blurred out sections of it. So I won't post the full letter here because it could be a copyright issue, but I will post a link down below in the description. The letter begins, "I waited a long time to finally write this, mainly because I was struggling to find all the answers, so that I wouldn't leave any unanswered questions. First and foremost, I must apologize to you because, like you said, I haven't been the kind of friend I know I am capable of being." He went on to write, "The effects of racism make it difficult for a young black male to properly show affection for an older white woman. Can you understand that? For you to be seen with a black man wouldn't in any way jeopardize your career. If anything, it would make you seem that much more open and exciting. But for me, at least, in my previous perception I felt, due to my image, I would be letting down half of the people who made me what I thought I was. I never meant to hurt you." He also alludes to actually caring for her, but not wanting to be another boy toy or one of many. An interview where you said, "I'm off to rehabilitate all the rappers and basketball players," or something to that effect. Those words cut me deep. Seeing how I had never known you to be with any rappers besides myself. It was at this moment, out of hurt and a natural instinct to strike back and defend my heart and ego, that I said a lot of things. Maybe that's the reason he broke it off with her, and he was about to marry Keisha. In the time since, as you can see, I have grown both spiritually and mentally. It no longer matters how I'm perceived. Please understand my previous position as that of a young man with limited experience with an extremely famous sex symbol who also happens to be known to every man, woman and child in the world. He asked her to not remember him for his faults, but for the good times they shared, and basically to give him the benefit of the doubt, if he meant anything to her. I offer my friendship, once again this time, much stronger and focused. If you were still interested, I would like to further discuss this with you, but some of it couldn't wait. I felt compelled to tell you, just in case anything happened to me. Talking about the Quad Studio shooting, he writes, "Please be careful, Madonna. Everybody is not as honourable as they seem. There are those whose hearts bleed with envy and evil. They would not hesitate to do you harm. Let my 5 bullets be proof of that. I don't know how you feel about visiting me, but if you could find it in your heart, I would love to speak face to face with you. It's funny, but this experience has taught me to not take time for granted. While Tupac appealed his conviction, he was granted bail. The bail money was set at $1.4 million. Suge Knight of Death Row Records came through with the bail money. After spending 9 months in jail, Tupac was released from prison. One condition for the bail money was that he signed to Death Row. As well as this, Suge bought a house for Tupac's mother. Shortly after his release from prison, his marriage to Keisha was annulled. Just over a year after getting out of jail, Tupac was killed in a drive-by shooting in Vegas. Madonna took auction company Gotta Have Rock and Roll and her former art consultant, Darlene Lutz, to court. She attempted to get an injunction preventing them from auctioning a number of her personal items, including the letter from Tupac. She lost her case, and the defendants were given permission to auction the items. Speaking of the victory, Gotta Have Rock and Roll's lawyer, Jeffrey Haas, said, "It was gratifying to see that justice continued to be blind to Madonna's celebrity and money and the acme of her high-profile legal counsel." The letter was put up for auction on the company's website. The company sells memorabilia from different rock and roll artists. The letter was estimated to sell for up to $300,000. It looks like the letter has sold. Did you bid for the letter? Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts below, like and subscribe for weekly videos, and don't forget to click the bell for more.